Okay, we're back. I played around building a little bit, and I'm going to record the options I came up with, and then I'm going to talk about why I think each one might be good, and then I'm going to panic and choose whichever one seems good without really understanding why. That's the plan. So, as you may remember, we're coming from here, and like I said, this deck was really a lot of fun. It just feels very powerful. Defile was great, Succumb was great. All the strangers did their various strange things, or stranger things. I don't know, this felt very good for a week one deck, but I already feel like week two has a lot more potential. So let's look at what we would do if we were just going to stay in this deck, but just kind of try to make it better a little bit. So this is what I came up with for that. This is week one plus plus, and what I did was I took out, like I thought, for example, that Stone Powder Bomber was good, but I also thought that Flamekeeper was a lot of the value of that with a little bit of a lower curve, and we're already kind of congested at that level anyway. So I don't know. I'm not sure about that. That may be wrong, but I could go either way on that. I didn't actually manage to work in Makar's Blood Wolf. It just couldn't find a good spot for it. I also brought an Eager Offering instead of something. Let's see, Eager Offering instead of Mark Maker, I think was what it was. And I don't know, Mark Maker is good, but like we don't get any Oni synergy out of it, and the weapon I feel like is not something that we're gonna take a lot of advantage of. So Eager Offering just gives us more cards. I'm not sure, like that does make us less aggressive by a bit. But as you can see, it's pretty much the same deck with just a couple things swapped in and out. And I'm not convinced this isn't the right build because it did seem fine. Um, but let's look at some of our other options and see what those ended up feeling like. So this was my first idea, which was an Oni's deck. And as you may have seen, we opened Hanaka Lore Master. We got a Draw Strength, which is an insane card. Now we can benefit from Kazuo a little more. So then I started just throwing in all the Onis I had just to see what that would look like. Oni Stalwart I think tends to be pretty good, especially if we can put something else on it. We opened also a Warhorn, which is just a wonderful source of Oni things if we can do that. Um, our Flamekeeper is also an Oni, and so is our Stone Powder Bomber. I kept the Nerve Wings because it just seems like gas. We can still play our Edge of Prophecy in this deck. And then I splashed Shadow because I just didn't feel like we could give up on Defile or Succumb. And Fanatical Stranger just seems still kind of okay because I was playing Steely Stranger to buff up our Onis and just because it seems like a strong turn two play if they happen to stumble. I'm not sure I've got Touch of Purity. I feel like that would actually probably not make the final build if we ended up going that way, but that's a whole other thing. Um, and then I like Sky King Storyteller. I've actually been down on quite a bit, as at least one viewer knows for sure. But it is an Oni, and at least you're more likely to draw the sword in a 45 card deck. I don't know. I'm pretty down on this, and we'd be playing two of them, so I like it seems not that bad if we get to play like Hanaka or Kazuo or whatever. But um, as I think about it, I don't know. I'm not sure about this build, so we'll come back to that. I will tell you that the one that I'm most tempted by right now is this next one, which lets us take advantage of all our purpose stuff that we opened in our initial packs. As you may remember, I was really excited to open uh, Purpose Chant and Display of Purpose. Like both of these cards seem excellent. Stealing a Relic, whoa. It lets us play our new draw strength. You may also remember that we have two biting winds, and that seems like excellent removal in blue and or primal. I don't know. Like this is not the kind of deck I would normally play, and I think there are some holes in it. For example, Switchblade Deadeye doesn't have a ton of ways to get battle skills except for Steely Stranger. I think I have a touch of battle or something. There's like a touch of overwhelm somewhere. I actually don't think I have it in right now, so that I would have to think about that a little bit if I was going to do it. But these are just a lot of very powerful cards. Some of these get less good. Like for example, Zulta Exile. It's it can be good if you buff it up, but I don't see a lot of ways to do that as I'm looking at this. Um, oh yeah, we can give Switchblade Deadeye quick draw with this thing, so that's not nothing. I don't know. There are good things about this build and not, but like look at our late game is what I would say. Like Tidal Forces, I think is kind of an insane card at 4, if assuming we have the influence for it. And then um, if we get to Kadash Sees All, like at minimum we're playing a 1/1 flyer every turn, which is a great jumper. And then hopefully we would have a few more curses than that. Like I think I put a I think there's another cursed relic in here if I remember correctly. Certainly Tidal Forces is one. Um, I don't know. I'll have to look. I feel like I had another cursed relic that was worth playing. Oh, there was that one that it's like a 5 cost thing, and every time a unit you control hits the cursed player, you draw a card. And that could be okay. So I don't know. Like I'm kind of tempted. Oh yeah, and like Brutal Frostlord, pay 7 to deal 1 damage to enemy player for each card in their hand, and you can do that as many times as you want. Like that's kind of insane. Um, so there's a lot to like about this. And if I ever get to invoke Purpose Chant, I feel like that's also very good. Although I guess it's pretty kind of a long shot unless we get to the late game. So I'm kind of liking this build, but again, like I'm not sure if if I'm just like pivoting too hard into something else. Um, but and then let's see, what do I have one more? Oh yeah, no, I do have. Let's see. Oh, I just opened that one twice. So this is the week 1++ build. So those are the builds that I'm thinking about, and I'm going to think it over a little more, and then I will come back and we'll play some games, and I'll show the deck I'm playing before we start the games for week 2. So there you go. See you in the next one.